Hey YouTube, it's Black, and I'm here with a deck profile for my Karakuri Mecha Phantom Beast hybrid deck. Just to start off, it doesn't play that much differently from a regular Karakuri deck, but the thing is about this deck, not necessarily the problem, that this deck is all in or nothing. Basically, screw defense, I'm pushing with as much as I can. And the way that I have this deck built currently is that you should be able to drop at least a Beret or a level 7 Synchro every single turn. There are some things in here to help improve consistency, like Gen X Neutron and Gear X, but I'm still having a little bit of consistency issues, and if you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. But let me go through the deck real quick. Starting off for the monster count, I think I played 23. It's 1 Solar Windjammer, 2 Karakuri Muso Model 118 Hypa, 2 Gen X Neutron, 1 Karakuri Ninja Quick, 2 Mecha Phantom Beast Tetherwolf, 3 Colt Wings, 2 Karakuri Soldier Nisamus, 1 Saizon, 3 Blue Impalas, 1 Strategist, 2 Kamachis, I may have to bump this up to 3 soon, 2 Merchants, and 1 Barrel. Spell count's pretty simple as well. It's 2 Instant Fusions, 3D Synchros, 2 Iron Calls, 1 Karakuri Cash, 1 Night Beam, 3 MSTs, and 2 Karakuri Anatomies. And my trap lineup is really simple. It's just 3 trap stones. Extra deck is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be 2 Cyber Sources, 2 Beretos, 3 Berets, 1 Black Rose, 1 Conqueruda, 1 Barkion, 1 Iron Chain Dragon, a Beast, a Catastor, a Dracossack, and a Gear X. Now, some things about this deck. You need your tuners as fast as possible. That's pretty much it. There are some things to get them to your hand as fast as possible. Like I've stuck Gen X Neutron in the deck. If you have a Karakuri in hand, go for Kamachi or Ninichi. Or if you have a Mecha Phantom Beast in hand, go for Impala. So you can set yourself up next turn to do what you need to do. Because if Gen X Neutron survives the turn, you're going to make a beret or something with him the next turn. Only play 1 Queek because I only feel like 1 Queek is necessary for this build. You're not going to be using the pulling out of the graveyard effect so often. Because as you saw in the previous video, I flooded my field with so many monsters, this effect was basically useless, and it was only there to be a synchro material monster. Now, Tetherwolf over Megaraptor. Reason I stuck Tetherwolf in this deck is because Tetherwolf is probably the only Mecha Phantom Beast who's guaranteed to survive the turn he's summoned. Because he summons a token the moment he hits the field. Meaning he's more than likely going to get over your opponent's monster, or they have to do some outside the edge crap to get over him. Like I've had people Dark Hole to get rid of my token and then try to attack over my monster. But either if he gets compulsed or he dies and the token stays and you have a tuner in hand, you can still do something with that tuner because that token is level 3. Colt Wing on the other hand, I'm running 3 of because there's some really dirty desynchro plays you can do with this card in Blue Impala, where you keep generating tokens and popping cards on the field. And also I do like Colt Wing for the sheer fact he can just blow stuff up and remove from play when he blows it up. If you can only make 1 beret a turn, or you can only make 1 beret and can't do anything else, go for Nisamu after you summon that beret, because Nisamu is going to guarantee your next synchro summon unless your opponent just chooses to blow the entire field at once. Nispachi, I think I may bump this up to 2 because Nispachi is pretty important for you to recover your lost hand, because if you didn't know, he switches the position of any Karakuri or any monster in the field when he's summoned. More than likely it's going to be himself if you have Bereto on the field, so you can draw a card. But it really does suck when you do draw this card out of everything. See, let me just shuffle the deck real quick. Yeah, I would have drawn him first turn and then I would have cried, because my next play would have been to summon Impala, sync for Beret, special summon Kamachi, and just keep going off from there if I had the opportunity to do so. But I digress from there. Kamachi is incredibly important to this build because you need to be able to successfully pull up the normal summon if you have Karakuris in hand. Because it is completely and totally possible to put 3 Berets and a Bereto on the field with Naturia Beast with this 1 card after you make that first Beret. But the thing is, you need to keep all of these inside the deck in order to keep pulling that combo off. Especially if you instead of using Kamachi to make Beret, you use Impala. Because you didn't have to blow that Karakuri, you still have extra Karakuris in the deck to combo with this card. And Merchant, pretty standard. I was playing 1 up to 2 so I can search out my tuners faster. And Barrel's in here for the sheer fact there were times where in Solar Windjammer got stuck in hand, and I was like, oh cool, I'll make a beret. I was like, oh crap, I have to make a Beredo or I have nothing to make. So it's pretty good to have a level 2 tuner in here just in case you need to go for other things other than beret or Beredo. Instant Fusion is just here to get your cyber sources out, and Desynchro's in here to create those really nasty standard Karakuri combos, because you can just keep breaking apart berets or synchros to keep plussing off of that. Iron Call is your monster reborns. Having multiple copies of these and be able to pull machines out of the graveyard to continue spamming is really good. And only one cash because there's enough searching power in the deck, and plus this card only targets Karakuris, so for everything else it's pretty much useless. Your spell removal is going to be pretty solid. Night Beam to stop chainables, and MST just to clear field before you go off, and Anatomy's here to help you recover. Now the reason I don't have any protection spell or traps in this deck is because this deck can pretty much OTK in one turn. And the trap stuns are just here to ensure that you get that OTK off, because if you decide to go off and your opponent chains something, you just chain trap stun and keep going from there. Now it is completely possible to side in extra protection or extra monsters or whatever you want. As you can see, my side deck is completely blank because I would like to keep that option open just in case I need something. But moving on to actual side deck choices, if you were going to turn this into a stun deck, I would recommend Anti-Spell Fragrance, because you can side out your trap stuns for other protection, and then Anti-Spell Fragrance in case you can't make Beast to lock down your opponent's spells. There's also some really weird variation when this deck can play Skill Drain, but you have to ensure that you have your field set up before you do anything, and then you Skill Drain the field. You could also play Landiois just in case you want to lock down effects. Say you have Beast, Beredo, Beret, and you have room for one more 7. You just go for Landiois and just lock down their effects completely, so you have your opponent in a bind just in case you can't push for a game that one turn. And Birdman is just a remnant from my older build of this deck, where it played Birdman to get most of its plays off, but you don't necessarily have to play it. I can't find a use for it in this combo, but it's there just in case you need to. Some of the main issues and why I didn't put this video up sooner is that this deck was having massive inconsistency problems. I've worked most of them out, but I'm still having some issues. Like I said, let me shuffle this real quick. See, there's no tuners in this hand, which really sucks. Shuffle again. No Mecha Phantom Beast in hand to keep this off. Shuffle again. And no definite way to get a tuner to hand other than Neutron. Shuffle. Like I said, I was having serious inconsistency issues. I've worked most of them out, but I still am having... Oh gosh, that's just terrible. I've worked most of them out, but I'm still having some trouble with it. This is probably going to be version 1 of this deck. When I finally perfect this to an extent, I will put up another video and let you all know. But yeah, that about completes it for the deck profile. I actually really like the way this deck works. It's kind of fun just to drop a bunch of berets on the field at one time and then seal the deal with Beast or Beredo or something to help get your combos off. But yeah, this was just one take on a variation of the Karakuri Mecha Phantom Beast build. Like I said, I'm constantly improving this deck, and I would love some suggestions if you have them. Also, I'm also working on a build of the Mecha Phantom Beast Karakuri with Psychics in it, which I feel like would set this deck off even further, but like I said, inconsistency issues. But yeah, that about wraps up this video. Let me know what you guys think of this first version of this deck. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. And thank you all for watching. Stay black, and I will see you next time.